Free. Hey, how's everybody doing today? And you're here with the next episode of Coffee Talk with Brohawk. Today, I love my guest that I have on, Nate Brown. And it's been a
Hey,
while, um, but we finally got you in here. Nate, for those people who don't know you, I mean, we've known each other for, you know, almost a decade now.
been a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, getting involved with CX Accelerator for a
Mm,
minute or two.
nice.
But Nate, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what are you up to these days?
Sure. Yeah, I'm over here in Nashville, Tennessee. We got a bit of a tornado warning today, so if
Nice.
I get blown away and elevated, it's not just because of Mark and his amazing insights. It's also because of the wind. But I love living out here. I got two daughters, and I'm a beekeeper. Although at this exact moment, my bees are have advocated the hive, but I
Oh,
will
okay.
be a beekeeper again very soon when I can find a new swarm to put back in there. Love pickleball, huge into pickleball, and certainly a mega lover of all things customer service is really where I got my start, morphing into customer experience and into customer success, and just love finding ways to serve our customers and our employees creatively.
Well, I'll tell you, you created a brand around CX. Didn't know about the beekeeping. We'll have to
Ooh,
talk more about that
would love to.
at some point. Now, I mean, your brand is completely around CX. In the time that I've known you, in last year, I think for I don't know how many years in a row, you were recognized again as an ICMI top 25 thought leader in the CX space.
Hmm.
What does recognition like that mean for you? And is it something that drives you to do the work, or is it just like a nice to have?
It's a nice nod. I mean, that's
Yeah,
certainly not in any way the purpose of this, but the validation of, hey, you're having a meaningful impact. It's appreciated. You know that is nice just to have that validation of you're on a good path and you're making a difference. And I love ICMI, and I really do believe that those recognition channels help just to connect a community around folks who are being generous with their knowledge. I love
yes,
the
yes.
folks that are on that list just in terms of how hard they're working to go above and beyond just the status quo of fulfilling a job, but really being aggressive to educate others on the things that they're learning and be able to cultivate a helpful knowledge around them and around each other.
Yes,
Community is
yes.
such a big deal to me, and ICMI nails community very well.
I would agree. And it's you said something about just a second ago about doing the job well. I don't view that folks that are on that ICMI list or any of the public recognition lists, um, they don't feel like they're working a day. It's all about the passion for the work that they do, and I think some folks may actually do it for free, if they needed to, because they're that passionate about it. Would you agree with that?
I do a lot of this work for free, Mark, and CX Accelerator has been a passion project of love for five and a half
Yeah,
years
yeah,
now. But yeah, it is such a love. I mean, it's
yeah.
just it's amazing the serotonin that we get from being able to serve others really well, and it is exciting. It is fun, and I think that we gravitate towards those who are designing experiences that are exciting. I mean,
Yes,
we have an
yes.
opportunity to sprinkle in that curiosity, that little bit of magic in this work that we do, and to take the brand core, the compelling thing about a company, and
Mhm,
make it
mhm.
something that is compelling and exciting and just that people want to be loyal to. And that's really what customer experience work gets to be. So if we make that boring, then we're missing a big part of it.
Yes. And of course, you said you started the CX Accelerator, what, about 5.5 years ago or so?
You can believe it.
Um,
It's been that
and
long.
it's a Slack channel. For viewers of this Coffee Talk episode who may not be familiar with CX Accelerator, talk a little bit about it and the community there. I mean, I know you and everybody involved with it has built such an amazing community and a community of resources.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about what CX Accelerator is, where it's located. things like that.
Yeah, it is a Slack channel, and cxaccelerator.com is where you would gain entry into that. And we've got some creative resources up there like the CX Primer, which we'll be able to talk about in a little bit here, Mark. But I mean, huge thanks to the incredible folks who have just been so generous with their volunteerism to make this possible. It's just an atmosphere of edifying other CX professionals, helping them to bring them up. It's really meant to be just an accelerator for your
Yes.
CX career. I mean, that really is the sweet spot that CX Accelerator helps to fill. And this could be lonely work. This can be high burnout work because we're giving, giving, giving. And
Yes.
it's complex problems that we're solving. I mean, if you look at CX work, we're dealing with the thoughts and perceptions of people. But then it's not just that artistic feeling based work either. It's also this really scientific stuff around the technology and around the voice of customer engine and the change
Mhm.
management stuff. So I mean, the skills that are required to do CX work really well, it's just amazing to me how many pieces have to be brought together. So for somebody to think that they can do that alone without a
Yes.
strong team, a strong community of people around them, you're crazy. So we
Yeah.
need things like CX Accelerator. And I've just been so happy. And I've gotten so much out of it personally in my career to help me
Mhm.
navigate over these hurdles, to get that energy, to get that enthusiasm around the work and the ways that we get to create amazing experiences for our customers and our employees.
The thing I love about it also, aside from the resources is, you gain not professional relationships, but a lot of personal friendships out of it as
Yeah.
well. You know,
Yeah.
with just about any network, but I definitely see that with the folks that are intimately involved with, CX Accelerator and tip of the hat to you, my friend. You
Well,
know,
thank you, and a huge thank to Justin Robbins and to Jeremy Watkin and to Jenny Dempsey, who have recently taken on some significant leadership roles within that community. I mean, Jenny is our learning officer, is doing this great micro mentorship program right now that we're so excited to be able to launch. Jeremy going through and renaming all the channels and really coordinating and bringing up our channel leaders and getting that day-to-day engagement in there and so many special projects that he's working on and Justin just being our evangelist and help us to
yeah,
get our ducks in a row and be able to elevate this thing as a nonprofit organization, to do that in a way where it can get beyond us and we can
yes,
start to get some foundational things in place that will allow us to really bring some serious value to the members in that community. But it's free. It will always be free. It's meant to
yep.
be a gift to this community of people that we love so much. And hopefully it will just be something that will be there for a long time, really helping folks.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And for any viewer that hasn't checked it out, definitely recommend checking it out.
Thanks, Mark.
Um, so when it comes to customer experience, um, a lot of people will kind of throw spaghetti at a wall and think that they got CX nailed. But what do you see as the key pillars for a strong CX program?
Yeah, it's a great question and one. So I came from a contact center background inside of UL. Was
Hmm.
managing a team of customer service professionals, and found there was an opportunity for us to really do more relationship management and to
Hmm.
think beyond the ticket and the backlog, which we were so addicted to in that moment. And we were able together, we created this CX Change Coalition, this organic change coalition inside of that organization that had some great success to elevate the mentality of our division inside of UL to really focus on customer journey management and how we can get proactive and reduce the friction upstream from
Hmm.
and instead of just waiting for a ticket to come in. So it was
And,
it was so fun to see that happen inside of that organization, and took a lot of learning from that, which became the basis for the CX Primer, which is on cxaccelerator.com. But Mark, I mean, I think you'd agree with me. As far as pillars, in my opinion, there's really three ultra core ones. I mean, we could break them down all day and all this
yeah,
because,
yeah.
as mentioned, there's so many elements that come into the thoughts and perceptions that people have towards the brand, which is the work of
Yes.
CX. There's so many attributes to it, but it starts with voice of customer. It's
Hmm.
it's understanding these thoughts and perceptions. What are they? Where do we get them? What do they mean to us? And
Yes.
how can we bring the customer close to every employee inside the organization for two reasons. Not just to slap people on the wrist of here's the things that we can do better to service our customers better, but to intrinsically motivate them in terms of these are the things we're doing really well. We're knocking this stuff out of the park. We are servicing within our sweet spot, within our brand core. We're impacting our customers' lives positively in these ways. And you finance director, you HR leader, you whoever you are in the company, you are playing a vital role in this, and you should be proud of the work that you're doing. That's really where this work begins.
I love it. It's back in the early days of my career, we were always challenged with people coming in and saying, "Well, I'm just a contact
Fill in the
center rep,"
blank.
or
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, you have no idea the value that you bring to the person on the other end of the line.
yeah,
You may be the only person they're talking to that day, and if they have a negative experience, with you, imagine how the rest of the day is going to be. Or you solved a financial problem that they thought was unsolvable. And you
yeah.
know
That's
it's
something.
it's so important for everybody within the organization, like you described, to understand their why, their where, and their when.
I like that. Yeah.
you know?
Wow. And that, I mean, that's the work of CX, Mark. I mean, you said that so well. We should be making that clear to every member of the organization.
Mhm.
What it is, what is the experience we're trying to create here?
Yeah.
Why is that experience so important? Like we have a unique mission as an organization that we're getting to fulfill within our communities. Let's draw from that superpower, that unique superpower that we have.
Yeah.
And then how? What does it look like? And then when do we get to apply this? What are the best vehicles, best channels, best modes for us to be able to implement these great experiences and bring them to our tribe of customers? My favorite metaphor recently, Mark, and I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing me say it, but I'm going to say it again because it's just so good. It comes from Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And he
Okay.
talks about how the customer is the hero of the story. Let's just get that clear. Let's take the spotlight off ourselves as a business because gosh, we love to just put it on ourselves and just manage the customer through our own little individual silos departments. Let's let
Yes.
them be the hero of this. So then what does that make us? Well, it makes us the guide. And there's so much psychology to what it looks like for us to be the guide. We have
Yes.
to understand where the customer's trying to go so that we
uh,
can, alongside them, we can navigate them on their journey. We can help them to overcome their hurdles. We can be proactive to help them anticipate the things that they're going to see along their journey. We earn that trust. We earn that credibility. We guide them to their definition of success in a way that nobody else can. That's the work of customer service and CX overlapping.
I just put a visual in my head of a Garmin or a GPS, not to name any brands, but you are that customer's
Totally.
GPS. They have no clue what direction they need to go. They may be going through something like traumatic or whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're turning to you to guide them. If they
right.
didn't need you, they'd go to self-service, but they're turning to you as a human for a
That's it.
purpose.
They don't know the question to ask yet. They they
Yes.
don't they don't know the next step on the path.
Mhm.
they
Yep.
they need they need that special touch. There are moments where you know exactly what you want, and that's when self-service is spot on.
Yep.
I like to think Jonathan Shore, our chief innovation officer at Arise, gave me a great metaphor as I think about kind of the future of what this CX and customer service overlap can look like. He mentioned Iron Man and the
Okay.
relationship to Jarvis.
Okay.
Jarvis as the AI HUD that's in Iron Man's head and is helping him to anticipate every variable. You just entered a new atmosphere. I'm putting oxygen in here for you. I'm regulating your temperature. There's a missile over there. I'm going to go ahead and handle that for you. Just keep on your path. I've got all this stuff under control. I'm guiding you so that you can keep focused. But here's where the metaphor gets exciting for me. Think
Uh-huh.
about Pepper in the Iron Man movie.
Okay.
Pepper is Iron Man's conscious. I mean, she is helping him to understand the why.
Yes.
Whereas Jarvis is the how and just the information that makes it all possible. But the
Yep.
combination of Jarvis and Pepper are such an effective guide for Iron Man that he can quite literally save the universe. And that's what we're striving for as CX professionals, is that type of 1,000 level guide capability.
I love the metaphor, and I love the visual that just popped into my head with that too. That it's and if you can change the mindset of those within an organization to really and truly understand that, um, I mean, you're doing some remarkable work. Um,
Yeah.
and I think you might agree with me. Folks that talk about putting up a great CX program, they're only looking at the external pieces of it, the technology, the engagement. They think that, oh, you know what, we're bringing in this great AI tool, and it's going to be our silver bullet, and we're gonna fix everything. But they forget about the people too often, the internal folks, the folks with their boots on the ground, that need to be able to have the tools to, as you said, navigate, where do we need to be, where do we need to go, that those types of things.
Don't lose the
So,
pepper in this. I mean, you saw me
yeah,
tweet yesterday, Mark. I
yeah,
tweeted, everybody's talking about automating the customer experience. Stop. Hard pause. Let's talk about improving the customer experience. And,
yes,
and automation plays a role in that, but it's not like we're trying to automate the entire customer experience. That's stupid. We're trying to make it better. So I mean, let's go back to 2011 for the
uh,
epic wisdom of the effortless experience when it talks about guiding customers to the best resolution path. Sometimes that's going to absolutely be a kick butt digital channel. There are other times
mhm,
where that's an absolute dead end. Don't make
yes,
me go through those hurdles. Guide me to a capable, competent guide who can help me, because I don't even know the questions to ask right now. No, I don't trust this bot yet. I need to know what I don't know. And that's going to require a good, capable conversation. The
yes,
faster we can
yes.
guide our customers there, the better that experience is going to be overall.
I
And the
love
more
it. I love
efficient,
it.
by the way.
Well, when I first started in the industry, back in the early 90s, I can't believe it's going to be 33 years in this industry.
Incredible.
Anyway, um,
Legend.
nah, I don't know. Look, legendary. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'm not sure. But IVRs were really taking hold. Everybody was putting one in, and everybody was talking about IVRs are going to get rid of any contact center jobs. And now there's more people working in contact
Yeah, yeah.
centers than ever before. I was looking at some numbers a couple years ago, right before the pandemic, um, and in San Antonio, as an example, 4% of the population, not 4% of the workforce, 4% of the population was working in a contact center.
Wow. That's wild.
I mean that came from like site selection,
Goodness.
some data through site selection a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it's one of those numbers that just, I mean, when you take a look at the saturation in the job market, that's one of the things, that how much of your population is doing this type of work, and you kind of have to pay attention to. Um,
Sorry, Mark. It's coming back on. I
oh,
messed
you're
up this
good.
camera in the ocean. And yeah, anyway,
Oh, no
here I am.
worries,
I'm back.
no worries. No, I think I might be able to go ahead and edit that out. So
Okay, sorry about that.
if not, hey, we're just being authentic here, so it's all good. And, no, and just the amount of people that are flocking to this industry, not because they have to, but because they want to. They
Yeah.
want to be here.
Yeah, it's
They
meaningful
want to
work.
serve a higher purpose than just going in, punching a clock, and then leaving. You know.
Yeah. They,
Uh,
they know that they're the strategic front line of the brand and its
yep.
ability to serve its customers. It is really meaningful work when we allow it to be, when we
Yes.
create, when we use that voice of customer engine properly to bring that
Yep.
intrinsic motivation in, to bring the unique brand core of the organization in to the everyday work, and make
Yes.
sure that
Yes.
that pride is being fostered in the way that only the unique mission of the organization can do. I mean, there's just so much that we often miss as we get caught up in the survival mode mentality, get caught up
Mhm.
in the ultra efficiency game. There's just things that can really distract us and bring us away from that ability that we have to create really meaningful work for our people.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Now, with all that, do you think there's a silver bullet that's out there in developing or enhancing a CX initiative or a program that somebody may have in place?
A silver bullet. Goodness. I would say no,
Yeah.
but there is a thing, Mark. Actually, yeah, I'm going to say yes. I've reversed my
Okay.
answer. My
All
answer
right.
is yes, and it is in the area of knowledge. So I've been calling agents, not agents. I've been calling them knowledge curators
Okay.
because at this point,
Librarians.
yeah, I mean they're just taking information that's in all these disparate systems. I mean the average enterprise has 464 tools. So it's an absolute
Mhm.
mess, the tool set inside of most organizations. So the
Yes.
knowledge curator is the one who can pull the essential information out. That can pull the essential information out of the customer's mind
Uh-huh.
using their vernacular to understand what is it that they're actually trying to achieve here, because we all know that the question they ask is might not the question that they need to be asking. So
Yes.
so how do we
Yes.
interpret that? And now we get to create this mini marriage ceremony of the interaction of all this data, all this products and services capabilities that the organization has, and what the customer actually needs. We get to
Yep.
be the guide, but in order to do that, knowledge is that key piece. And every organization I've worked with has a tremendous opportunity to enhance its knowledge management capabilities. I'm a huge fan of KCS, knowledge centered service, and
I
in
love
bringing
it.
that. Oh, it's so helpful, right? It's not new. This ain't
Yep.
new, but I went back and
But
got
the
my.
way but the way you see some organizations do it is if they use a certain one platform or another. Oh, we have a knowledge article written for that, and
Cool.
you just got to go search it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go find that needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
That'll help my average handle time.
Oh
Um,
man. But KCS, I mean, even in that exact example you're talking about, to make the article searchable in the customer's vernacular
yes,
so that a new agent can find a new knowledge curator to the company can find it. And
yep,
then as you start to make those things public facing through conversational AI, through chat
hmm
bots, all of a sudden the customer can find it and it's relevant and
yes,
it's good because you've made it searchable in the customer's terminology. KCS has been doing that since 1990 or
oh,
whatever,
baby.
under this banner of helpful, not perfect. Because that's what we do. We suffocate ourselves with process in this area of knowledge, trying to make it absolutely perfect, going
Yep,
through multiple layers of approval. When KCS brings it to the level of the agent, the knowledge curator, and says, this is your job, where you get to cultivate and enhance the quality and the accessibility of this knowledge. That's what makes a customer service agent great, is their
yes,
ability to do that, because it's going way beyond just that one interaction with that one customer. If you're
hmm
enhancing the centralized knowledge through every interaction you have, you're making the entire company smarter. You're making all
yes.
of your automation smarter through every one of these interactions. That's when customer service gets really good and really fun.
And you get to put the power back into the customer. They now
Yeah,
have that knowledge,
they can
you know.
guide their own experience better. Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Um, that is awesome. So with as far as like AI, there's so many tools out there. How do you see AI really impacting? And we've talked a little bit about it, throughout this conversation, but how do you see it impacting the future contact center, in ways that maybe people aren't looking at today?
Yeah, I mean the most exciting and the most obvious one to me. I mean, there was a report recently that came out that said that an agent, a knowledge curator, spends between 30 minutes and 2 hours every day searching for remedial information that's trapped somewhere inside of a system or a person. So this new level of conversational AI capability is going to be able to draw that information out far more effectively and make it far more accessible, far
Yes.
faster, so that the agent can be more of that knowledge curator and not spend
Mhm.
so much time hunting and pecking for information. So I mean that to me is the first and most exciting attribute. Now, I mean, and beyond that, as we move beyond that, we're going to see the AI itself be more and
Yep.
more like the Jarvis, where it's with us at all times. It's
Yeah.
there, and it's being so proactive to anticipate and to help and to guide. Does that
Yes.
make
Yes.
Pepper any less relevant? No. No, it does not. But that Jarvis capability is going to get so good, and it's going to be so present with us. Whatever this becomes right here, I mean, I
Uh-huh.
don't know. I don't know if this will always look this way. It won't, obviously, but I don't know how
Uh-huh.
much longer this like primary interface to the digital world that we have in our hands all the time. I don't know how much
Yeah.
longer it'll look like a cell phone. But as it becomes and as it morphs into maybe more of a Jarvis capability,
Mhm.
then that's going to make it capable for us to just be is it'll be just be present with us.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we need help, or when we don't even know we need help but we do need help, it's going to be there. It's going to be providing that assistance for us, and brands will be interfaced into that, providing that guidance and doing the things that they can do as far as being the guide with their unique brand core.
I love it. I think you just need to come up with a product called Jarvis.
We need to talk to Jonathan about that, but yeah,
There you go.
and probably Marvel as well. But yes,
That is awesome. Well, hey, we got to the point of our conversation I like to call the speed round.
let's
Are you
go.
ready?
Let's go. Yep.
Excellent. All right. What fun fact about Nate would people be surprised to learn about you?
As of just a few days ago, I've become a certified pickleball instructor. I
Whoa,
now
no
teach
way.
pickleball. Yeah.
How did you get into pickleball?
Oh my gosh. It's just the most fun, most accessible sport in the world. I guess. I mean, really, if you look at what was going on during the pandemic and people
Uh-huh.
were isolating so much,
Yep.
and so many of us were looking for a meaningful community, like that sense of identity that we kind of lost in that pandemic era.
Yep.
Pickleball went because it was
Yes.
this built-in cultish tribe of people that had their own language. They're just high on life. They're playing this
Yes.
fun, goofy little game together, but like the sense of identity that came from it was crazy. So I got addicted right away, and I've always had a proficiency for racket sports. So like, somebody like me in particular is going to get especially hooked on it. So I just jumped in with both feet and have never let go.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, we'll have to next time we're in the same town. I'll have to take a lesson or two.
Well, I'm proposing to Tara within ICMI for
Uh,
ICMI Expo in the fall. It's like there needs to be a pickleball element to that
ooh,
conference experience. So I've not even told her this yet. So she'll probably
yeah,
find out on your show, Mark. But I hope to bring some of that to a conference experience coming your way.
I love it. I love it. We'll have to send her a clip or something,
Nice.
to make sure she gets it. So here's one, and like I said earlier, I'm very familiar with everybody on the ICMI top 25, but I want to know who the better mini golfer is. You, Justin Robbins, or Jeff Toyster?
Well, I mean, as of right now, hold on. Where's my freaking trophy? Um,
There
I mean, I have the hardware to prove that as of this
you go.
exact moment, I am the superior mini golfer. But I will say, I will admit that if Jeff Toyster brings his A game to mini golf, I'm doomed. The
Yeah.
dude's gonna smoke me. He kicked my butt in year one. But I have practiced harder. I've put more into it. And so right now, I'm riding on my little wave of intentionality. But if you want to know who the more skilled mini golfer is, it's Jeff Toyster.
It's Jeff.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So it's Girl Scout cookie season time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. What's your go-to flavor?
Oh, I so I recently was jumping in the hot tub with my dad, and he's got a hot tub at his house, and he's like, "Hey Nate, I want you to read this book," and it was Glucose Revolution. and, and he had identified something that I already kind of knew. I had a major sugar problem, um,
Yeah.
and so he gave me this book. So I've been really cutting back on my sugar. So I am pleased to announce that as of this Girl Scout cookie season, I have no Girl Scout cookies in my home. But in years past, it has absolutely been the Samoa. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do love the Samoa, but if you give me one of those thin mints out of the freezer, I'm going to be a happy man as well.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah. I don't
the
even know
pro
the other ones.
yeah, I mean, lemonades have been my addiction this
Ooh,
year.
okay.
Oh,
Lemonades. I don't
yeah.
know that I've ever had one.
Oh my gosh.
Probably don't want to start.
Yeah, don't start. Don't start.
Don't
You're on the right path, you know.
I'm trying.
Well, Nate, if someone wants to learn more about the work that you do, about you, personally and professionally,
Yeah.
maybe get pickleball tips and lessons, or just pick your brain about CX. How should they go about contacting you?
Yeah, jump on Twitter. I'm there at CX Accelerator. I'm on LinkedIn as Nate Brown. I started popping up now as just Nate Brown. Proud
Nice.
moment. And definitely hop on over to arise.com. We got some great things that we do at Arise in terms of being able to take customer service and bring it to great folks in that outsourced capacity. And we do CX consulting as well. And definitely, as mentioned before, jump on with us in CX Accelerator. You're going to get a lot of value there, and you're going to meet some amazing folks.
Oh, fantastic. Nate, I cannot thank you enough, for taking time out of your schedule. You are somebody that I see on at late at night, early in the morning, throughout the
Well,
day. I know you're busy, so I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be a guest on Coffee Talk with Brohawk.
it's so
And
my pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for caring enough about your own career to be learning and investing in yourself and listening to great shows like this one with Mark. So, cheers to you. Thanks, everybody.
hey, thanks a lot, Nate. Have a great day.